Let me in, man. Don't act like this. Drinking all my pain into playing me dumb like I'm insecure. I ain't the one who needs to feel. I lose on this road, lot of sleepless nights. Tissues on the nightstand you like. Look at the rose, I thought I'd never cry with the picture of us, but we have died. Burnt all your letters, I cannot lie.
Hello and welcome to USA Podcast, the show that we explore the heart of America one conversation at a time. I'm David, your host, bringing you the real stories, bold ideas, and the voices that shape America. From politics to culture, to everyday life, to relationship advice, we're going to tell it to you real, uncut, and unfiltered. This is USA Podcast. Let's get started. That was All the Done. That was his latest hit, Hennessy. I want everybody to make sure you go out and get that hit. That's one of the things that we do on this channel is we play the latest music, the hottest music, and our artist on this channel is All the Done. So make sure y'all stay tuned and listen to all his music. Today, we're going to catch up on what's been going on in the world of sports, particularly the NBA. We had a lot of news going on. We had some big trades, and we had an NBA All-Star game that just concluded. So let's get started on how everybody thought the NBA All-Star game went. The NBA All-Star game, they had a new format this year where they was playing a tournament style format where they had 4 teams and they played and the winner met in the championship game. It was just like they did a regular tournament during the year. A lot of people, we got a lot of reviews about it, and most of them was not that good. One of the main things that people did not like about it is the fact that they had a lot of G Leaguers on the team playing against the NBA players, which people did not like. One of the things is this was an NBA weekend, and it should be for NBA players. And if you did not make the NBA, we didn't really want to see what you had to do. We didn't want to see what you had to offer. But they did that just to try to improve the ratings. And I don't know if they did or not, but I believe the whole idea fell flat for 2 reasons. One is that we was used to the NBA players playing in an East-West game where we have the East against the West and all of those stars shine and show the world that they great talents. What happened was that the players, because they're making so much money now, they wasn't giving forth an effort. They was concerned about getting hurt and different other things. So they said that the All-Star weekend was just like a vacation to them. So instead of playing hard, they wanted to just put on a show like the Harlem Globetrotters or something like that, which people did not like. So then the commissioner, he comes up with these new ideas on how to improve the All-Star game. And this was one of them this year with this round-robin type tournament format. Now, in the end, we had the 2 best teams playing. But it was a game to 40, and they really did not play that hard. It fell flat, and the viewers really did not like it. So we were wondering, what kind of solutions could the NBA come up with to get the viewers back so where we is interested in watching the NBA All-Star game again? Well, I believe one of the main things that we have to do is return it back to its original format. And one of the reasons why we should do that is because it brings back the competitiveness of it. You have people now trying to win. You have people playing for pride. You have them playing for their reputation. You have them playing for their conference. And then what they have to do is they have to create more incentives for them to play hard. And that will fix the All-Star game. If you were to, let's say, increase the prize money for the winners and have it extremely less for the losers, say half, then you will get a competitive game. Because the NBA players are driven by money. Let's not sugarcoat it or fool ourselves. The players are playing for money. So in order for them to play hard, you have to incentivize it for them and put some money on the line. They do it in all sports, and I don't know why they changed it in basketball. They just have to up the purse money. Then you will get a competitive game all over again. That'll solve the NBA All-Star Game problem. But for All-Star Weekend, which fell flat on its face again with the skills competition, the dunk contest, and then they try to say that the guy McClung, the G Leaguer, that's a very good dunker, saved the dunk contest. Well, I got to tell you, he has some very creative dunks. And we were very entertained by his jumping ability and his dunking ability. But we want to see the stars participate in that event. If you want to get a dunking event for the ages, then you could open it up to those dunk specialists that you see on YouTube that perform in 720s and these dunks that the NBA players don't even dream of trying to do. See, one thing you don't understand about the NBA players is they practice their skills more than creative dunks. They know their craft is dribbling, shooting, rebounding, blocking shots, the skill of basketball, not the entertainment of making a fancy dunk. And that's why you don't see the stars participating in the slam dunk competition. That's why they had to go elsewhere to find participants. But if you create incentives for the NBA players to play, and the ones you know to invite, the Ja Morants, the LeBron James, and those types that people want to see them dunk. And we have some excellent youngsters in the league now that can dunk, that can jump and have all kind of ideas about creative dunks. But in order for you to get them to participate, you have to pay them. You have to make it worth their while. Those players have gotten so many trophies over their lifetime that another trophy means nothing. But if you put some money behind that, give them incentives to try their best, you're going to get their best. And that's the same in any organization or any occupation. Everybody loves raises. Everybody loves bonuses. Everybody try hard to get those bonuses. And that's the same way in professional sports. When those guys have those incentives in their contract, they play harder to reach those incentives. And that's the only way you can fix the All-Star Weekend is by creating more incentives. And that means paying the participants more money. Simple as that. Simple as that. And I don't know why they won't do that. The skills competition. The biggest joke is almost like the one that they do in the NFL. We don't want to see that. You know, that the two people on the same team running down the pass in between, in the middle of a tire or whatever. You know, that type of stuff means nothing, because those types of skills don't translate unless you're doing it on the basketball court. Those precise passes and all of that. So we don't want to see them in no drills. You know, just a waste of time. I turned off of it. So that's something that needs to be addressed, the skills competition. You can make it a little different by maybe, I'm just throwing this out there, invite the WNBA women to participate in that and have it a co-ed event. Have it a co-ed event to where now it's a lot better. Even in the three-point shooting, make it a co-ed event to where you have teams, and then the two with the top scores will duel it out for the championship, whether it's a male or a female. Simple. Make it interesting. Make it interesting. Because I'm sure some of those girls cannot shoot the boys, and we'd like to see that. We'd like to see something like that. Another big, big, big mistake they made was having Kevin Hart doing anything at the place. I grew so tired of listening to his voice and his corny jokes. It was ridiculous. He even felt how stupid he was acting because he started to tone it down toward the end and deferring to Ernie. Ernie, take it away, Ernie. Ernie, I'm feeling good. You go ahead, Ernie. Yeah, that's because he'd made a fool out of himself so many times that the people watching at home was embarrassed. It was embarrassed. It almost was a throwback to when they had that USFL football league where they had the guys with the nicknames and had the announcer announcing the game, play-by-play as they playing out loud where everybody could hear. It was the biggest mess that you can come up with. And then they did it. We had to listen to Kevin Hart's mouth the whole time, telling them different stupid things. If another big man take a three, I'd take him out. Just running his mouth. Even brought Shaq into it. Shaq even sounded stupid with their corny jokes. I was so embarrassed when Kevin Hart made that stupid off-color joke about how Shaq looked in his suit like a porn star director. Now, who knows what a porn star director looked like or dressed like? It was so stupid. It's like a man of his stature should already have some type of jokes ready that was more tasteful than that. It seemed like he tried to wing everything that he said, and it came off like amateur hours. I know Adam Silver was so disappointed. So disappointed. So, how do we go past this? How do they fix this for next year? One, don't have Kevin Hart nowhere around there. Number two, treat it like a true all-star game. Make sure you get the best players, have the fans have more input, and make the prize money bigger. You won't have no problems. We had another big problem there at the NBA All-Star game. Mr. LeBron James, at the last minute, decided that he was not going to play. He decided that I'm not going to play. I have tweaked my ankle, and I'm not going to play. Giannis was injured, but he suited up. LeBron James didn't even suit up. So now, why do you think LeBron James, the man who wants to be an owner in the league, who's the face of the league, who's want to be the voice of the league, why he did not participate in the NBA All-Star game and when he was one of the leading vote getters? Mind you, you had another player deserving to make the team. And he would have made the team had LeBron James declared that he was not going to play in due time. And everybody knows LeBron James is a very calculating person. And he knew he was not going to play. So why he did not announce it early enough so they could get another person to play in his spot? Why? Well, let's think about that. Why would LeBron James do this? A person that very knowledgeable about the game and considers every move carefully. Well, I can tell you why. It all has to do with the Luka Doncic trade to the Lakers. This is still some fallout from that. You see, everybody have to put on a good face for this, especially in the league, because LeBron James is an employee of the league. Make no mistake about it. He answers to Adam Silver. He answers to his owners. So, LeBron James, just like everybody else in the league, he have to toe a certain line. Now, why did LeBron James play? Well, let's talk about it. Let's think about it. LeBron James did not play because he's still mad about the Luka Doncic trade. LeBron James is mad because he wasn't consulted on the trade. LeBron James is mad because he knows now that he is on his way out. He is yesterday news in Los Angeles. LeBron James is mad that he is no longer the shot caller in Los Angeles. And he knows this. He knows this. He knows the type of person and player Luka Doncic is. Luka Doncic have worked out the same way his whole life. Luka Doncic has been playing basketball since 12 years old. He's been an alpha male the majority of his playing career. And I got to tell you, alpha males do not listen to alpha males. They want to destroy them. They want to defeat them. They don't want to team up with them. They don't want to be partners with them. No matter what LeBron James say, in the competitive world of sports and in business and whatever, competition breeds enemies. If there's someone that's gunning for your throne or your crown, he is your enemy. He is your competitor. Even when you put him on your same team. You know, you just go back to when Michael Jordan was at North Carolina. The person that they had in front of him had no idea that he had a target on his back, and Jordan wanted him. He wanted to destroy him because there's only room for one person at the top. And LeBron James felt that he should have been consulted. And if he was consulted, he would have tried to nix the trade because he's not stupid. He's 40, this guy's 25. This guy's arguably just as good as you, or better, could be better. Could be better. I'm not going to say better than you. But we know his potential. He's gotten to the NBA Finals a lot faster than you did. He been playing basketball. When you look at the totality of their ages and how long they played, longer than you, he started earlier. He was bred to play basketball. So, will they get along? I had a caller call in and ask me, say, David, what do you think's going on with the Lakers? Do you think Luka and LeBron James could coexist? And I unequivocally says, no, they can't. There's no way that they can coexist. No way. You don't have two Batmans on a team. Now, which person want to be the Robin? Who's going to defer to being Robin? Not one of these guys, because that's an insult to their talent, you see. So we have a quandary here. With LeBron James being forced out, his yesterday news up there. And he knows this. So what does he do? He tells him just like a little baby, I'm not going to play today. My ankle hurt. So I'm not going to play. Y'all didn't give me notice about what y'all were doing. Y'all blindsided me, so I'm going to blindside y'all back. And he think that did something to them. It did nothing because the whole event was terrible. It would have been terrible even if he'd have played. So his protest fell on deaf ears, and that's what that was, a protest coming from LeBron James. If you noticed, when they played their first game against Utah, when they both played together, it was a decent game, but Utah is one of the sorriest teams in the league. Utah probably couldn't beat Duke, okay? That's just how sorry they are. In the first game, they looked good, you know, because they were playing against a G League team. You know, they shared the ball. They tried to disguise the big problem, and they deferred the ball handling to someone else, knowing both of them are primary ball handlers. You see, so you see there's a big problem brewing there when they deferring who's bringing the ball up and who's initiating the offense. Well, we know that's what Luka do. We know that's what LeBron do. So by them having someone else do it, letting you know there's an underlying problem there. JJ don't know what to do. He don't know what to do. You know, he's supposed to be LeBron James' friend, and he blindsided LeBron. I don't know if he knew. He could have known. He could have known. They could have told him. But we know who they didn't tell, and that was LeBron. And LeBron got him that job. So now, where do we go from there? Where do we go from here? There's no trust in LA. The trust is out the window. You know the trust was out the window when they asked LeBron about it the next day, and LeBron said that, oh, if I didn't like it, I would have exercised my no trade clause, and I've been out of here. See, he said it like someone that was mad and bitter. Because if he wasn't mad and bitter, he wouldn't even brought that point up. You see, LeBron, he has been bamboozled by the people he trusted. He know now that he would never be an owner in the league. He's not going to get the franchise in Vegas. Now, why did they make this trade? This is one of the reasons why. In order to have a strong NBA league, you have to have flagship teams to hang your hat on. Same way in football. They hang their hat on the Dallas Cowboys. Whether the Dallas Cowboys win or not, they wanted the flagship team that we promote more than anybody. Now, the Lakers, the Celtics, these types of teams, flagship teams that built the league. The Lakers is one of the most historical good teams. And they was one of the teams that helped save the league back during the time of Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. Now, the league is going globally. The league is not making as much money as everybody thinks. And the owners know that. That's why they want to take it globally. Now, if you take it globally, you want your flagship teams to be strong. You want to have stars on those teams. The Lakers is one of them. Who is the biggest international star in the NBA? Arguably, Luka Doncic. More than the Joker is Luka Doncic. He's young, and he has skills, and he has that it factor. The league know they needed that person on the Lakers team. We needed that person to carry the league forward. Because the league has plans. They have plans for other teams, like, for instance, the Celtics. Mark my words, the Celtics, they're going to try to find a way to get Cooper Flagg, and he is the standout at Duke. They're going to find a way to get him at the Boston Celtics, you see. So when the league does this, they're positioning themselves for the future. They know they need a big star on the big teams because we're finna take them globally. And who best to take the Lakers globally? Luka Doncic, not LeBron James. Luka Doncic. You see, there is no market or no interest in an old man playing basketball. You know, we keep trying to say, oh, he's 40 years old, he's doing this, he's doing that. More people are saying, hey, LeBron, it's time to go. At 40, it's time to go. You know, even though you're still playing good, they don't highlight your deficiencies. You're killing the team on defense. You're holding the ball too long. You're a liability in a lot of ways. And it was proven last year when you didn't play how good the team played without you. Now, which brings us to the next point. Okay, they did do decent the first game against Utah. Well, guess who they played their second game together? Utah. The same team that they blew out. The same team that I just said that probably couldn't beat Duke. They played them again. And the outcome was different. Utah beat them resoundingly. It was not even a game. Utah beat them. Now, again, Utah's not very good this year. But the problems showed itself. It showed itself when you have two alpha males now not knowing who to defer to, or who's going to take this shot, who's going to initiate the offense, who's in charge, you see. Who's going to listen to who? You can tell right now when you saw him on the bench, Luka was not even listening to LeBron when LeBron was running his mouth. He wasn't paying any attention. Because Luka think he knows everything. LeBron James think he knows everything. There was a reason why you couldn't get people to come play with LeBron James. And Luka is one of them that don't want to play with LeBron James. It's going to eventually come down to a him or me. Let's remember back when LeBron James went to Miami. How the first year when they lost to Dallas, how D. Wade, who was the leader of that team, who was an alpha male himself. And at this point, LeBron James, he didn't know to take control of the team. So he was deferring. And in the end, because no one knew who was the leader, they ended up getting beat bad by the Mavericks in the championship. Until LeBron James took over as being the leader of that team. And D. Wade gave up the reins and became Robin. Well, that won't happen this time. Because Robin already thinks he's Batman, and he's younger, and he's ready. Do you think LeBron James can get him to work out? That's one of the big questions. They say, oh, that's a good thing. He's going to get with LeBron James, and LeBron James is going to get him in shape the way he is. That $1 million a year LeBron James spends on workout, he's going to bring Luka in with him, and he's going to make Luka get in just as good a shape as he is. Well, he must don't know. Luka think he's in the best shape he could be in. Luka's not going to give up drinking beer. And Luka's not going to transform his body into like LeBron is. We've seen LeBron James work out with many people in the league, and we still have not found that person to match his energy. Not one of them. And then you think Luka, a person that likes to drink, likes to eat, and still think he can go out and drop 40? You think he's finna waste his beer drinking time working out with LeBron James? Come on, people. Do you think that's going to happen? From a man who's always thought and always been told that he is the best, wherever he went. And he's being told that up in L.A. behind the scenes. And LeBron James knows it. Same thing that happened to Shaq when the Kobe era came in and it was time for Shaq to go. Shaq was the odd man out. It's what have you done for me lately? Which leaves LeBron James' son in a very touchy situation. What do we do with Bronny now? Because we've been just holding him up in the league for LeBron. You know, it's the consensus now that the boy's not an NBA player at this time. Now, anybody today that makes the G League, that's in the G League, have the potential to make it to the league. But LeBron James' son was actually put there. It's kind of strange. I don't know how that works because we just had a situation in the NFL where in they combine they only invite 300 and something people. And Deion Sanders' son that plays safety did not get invited, which means you may not make the pros. Because if you're not invited and you're not one of the people we're looking at, how are you going to get in? So that means you got to go to another league. Now, you see what LeBron James did. He got his son drafted, which he shouldn't have got drafted. He shouldn't have got drafted because he's not even on the team and he's in the G League and they bring him back and forth up when they shouldn't, and it's making the teammates dissatisfied. They see this going on, and this is not a league for that. And I know a lot of people want to argue about it and say, oh, this has been going on. Well, what you don't understand, when this goes on like this, some black person got screwed around, LeBron James. The next person up was probably someone that looked just like you. So when you're screwing someone that looks like you, it's a whole different thing. So let's not try to say people been doing that their whole life. You know, you tell your kid you earn everything you get. And here LeBron James handing his son something on a silver platter and oblivious to the fact that none of the people like that. His teammates, they may smile in your face, but they hate it. They hate it. You the first one that did this. Every other son, ex-player son that made it in the league, they made it because they earned it. And you can look at the list. And a lot of them, the majority of them never played up to the potential that their fathers did. Never was as good as their fathers, but they was good enough to earn a way into the league on their own. Not Bronny. And now, with everything happening, LeBron James, you got him to draft your son. You know, you got him to get players that you wanted. And now you see that you are just like everybody else. Those billionaires owners do not have to ask you nothing when they want to make a move. You found that out. You found you was not as valuable as you thought. So now what we have to do is see what is the future of LeBron James now. Well, next year I can tell you he's not going to be with the Lakers. This year, this experiment with him and Luka, off season, one of them going to go. And I can tell you who's not going, and it's Luka Doncic. That no trade clause that he have, he's going to exercise it and he's out. He's going to find him a new home, which is going to be kind of tricky too, because you have people that don't want to play with LeBron James. That style of play of his, they don't want to play with. We done seen it for 20 years. Whereas Luka, they're going to build a team around him, and everybody is going to play off of him. Whereas they're not going to do that with LeBron James anymore. We done seen all we need to know of LeBron James. Now, he had one of the greatest careers, and he still has something left in the tank. That ain't what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is that when you get to thinking you are untouchable, that you are bigger than the game, you find out that you're not. All the things that you may have done for the league wasn't enough. So when they did this, you decided for your protest that you could do was to not play in the All-Star game. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, because I know you mad. You know you should have been consulted on this trade. And you would have told him, no, don't get him. You would have said that. And they knew that. And they didn't care, because they want him there, and they know you're on your way out. I got to tell you, here at USA Podcast, we got a lot of stories to cover. And we're going to get to every last one of them. But for right now, we have trouble brewing in the Laker land. Things are never going to be the same again. The Lakers tried to get a center, and he couldn't pass the physical. And that center was the perfect type of center to play with Luka. Every player they're looking at now have to be compatible with Luka. They're not clearing anything with LeBron James anymore. From here on out, the Los Angeles Lakers belong to Luka Doncic. This is David at USA Podcast.